for the Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance are proving to be a very good team in the NPFL, winning 3 straight away games. And of course, we also saw some action in the EPL for fans of the Gunners. I'm sure a lot of them all over the world should be happy right now. Well, that and so much more will give you in today's episode of Sports Orbit. My name is Akwa. Salifu Usman is right here with me. Salifu, welcome to Sports Orbit.
Thank you, Akwa. It was a beautiful Sunday for sport fans across the world.
Yeah.
Just like you say, not just in London when Arsenal and Man U go neck to neck. Arsenal come on,
Had the last laugh.
And prove their superiorities. Even at the home scene, just like say Bendel Insurance are showing that yes, there can be another monster.
All right. Also, our colleague all the way from UK, Olawale Ayeni, also joins us today. Yes, Wale, you don't need to say anything. You seem very happy. Of course, it's understandable.
Of course, no doubt about it. It was a beautiful, a weekend, mouth-watching counter that we saw, right, from the NPFL, where Bendel Insurance, are doing, marvelously well at this point. 3 games with 3 wins, and also we saw, 3 away, wins in the NPFL. We have not been hearing any rumors of, fighting in match day venues. So I said kudos to, the internal, committee who are actually managing the NPFL. And of course, Arsenal, they have been, phenomenal at this point in time. Impressive performance from Man United. Man United also, they actually did well playing Arsenal. Last minute goal was the one that actually decided the counter. But it is now Arsenal are the team to reckon with. We cannot say that title contenders, this season going forward. A very good afternoon to you, Alpha, and to you, Salifu.
Right, we'll start straight from the NPFL, where, like I said in that introduction, Bendel Insurance have maintained their unbeaten run in the NPFL after at the Lakon Salami Stadium in Ibadan on Sunday. For insurance haven't come into this season. We all know how they did from the Pro League qualifying to make it to this season. And for me, no surprises really, considering the investment the Edo State government has put in. Don't forget that the deputy governor of Edo State, in fact, is almost like a French player for Bendel Insurance. And, Bendel Insurance is almost like his baby. I think last week, 2 weeks ago, before the league started, we saw how they were unveiled, with new kits, both for the male and female team. So this is a team where I think the government is ready to put in the necessary investment to see that they go all the way. And they are repaying that trust on the pitch.
Yeah, what we are seeing in Bendel Insurance, we hope that they will sustain it. It's a long time investment.
Very well.
Since the coming of Governor Godwin Obaseki, not Governor Godwin Obaseki in particular, but the child of Philly, who is also
a footballer,
a registered player.
Yeah,
registered player of Bendel Insurance.
Yeah.
During when we're in the second division, he always play. Although after he's a registered player with the Bendel Insurance, but I don't know whether he's currently registered as a registered player for this current season.
Yeah.
But just like you see, Bendel Insurance is a second spoil for his first baby because he has so much passion for those clubs and he's leaving those teams on turn to ensure that the club, because they keep on investing on the club, supporting the club, but over the years, the club has not been showing it. But we are beginning to see the long-term investment, not giving up on the club, has begun to show, and we pray that this will continue to sustain and probably before their tenure elapsed, Bendel Insurance will be able to give them a Premier League title.
Exactly. Yeah, well, if you take a look at the NPFL results, I mean, like we said on this show last week, you're beginning to see a lot of, Akwa United won National United 3-0 away for Lobi Stars, 1-0 away to Abia Warriors. Sunshine Stars pulling out a 1-1 draw against Rangers. Bendel Insurance, of course, 1-0 away to Akwa United. If you look at the NPFL, right from this season began, credit to this season, we are beginning to see a lot of teams begin to record away victories and pull out draws away. In the past, in Nigerian football circles, like we said it was almost impossible for a team to go away and get a result.
it actually showed you that the credibility of the league is is coming to bear now. Everybody can see that match day officials get to officiate match the way they're supposed to do, and also match day commission has also handled the proceeding the way it should be. So I feel is a very very good one. We have seen teams getting to win away matches, which for me is a very very good. It shows that we are beginning to learn how things is being done all over the world at this point in time. You could say in 10 games of this weekend, we saw three away wins. Very very impressive. We saw Akwa United winning against Nassau United. Who Akwa United, remember, also they lost their first match at home, so it shows
Yeah.
that they're beginning to come up at this point in time. You see the likes of Lobi stars going as far as Abia Warriors to win that particular game 1-0. So I feel at this point in time it's good. The league is just starting. This is match day 3. You should expect team getting to pick up some result that you will get to wonder that what is really happening. But as the team progresses, as the league progresses, you get to see teams who are really are going to be fighting all the way to ensure that they want to compete in the continent, and also they want to get to win the league. We see teams such as Eyimba, coming back. We saw them, losing 2-1 away to Plateau United, but you should see them, coming back. Also, Remo Stars, I feel they are the most, organized team in the league at this point in time. You see them, moving, traveling away to win games and all that. So I feel there's still much to come in the NPFL. This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is what our fans should expect in the ongoing season. What we just need is for more investors to come in the league to ensure that they support the good work that the IMC have started at this point in time, Alpha.
Right away from that, but still some local football, where president of the NFF, Alhaji Ibrahim Musa Gusau, extended the tenure of the interim management committee till the end of the 2022-2023 season. According to him, he said he decided to extend the IMC's tenure in order to allow the team concentrate fully on the organization and management of the ongoing NPFL season, which is only in March day 3, also actually heading into March day 4. I mean, sadly for some of us, we saw this coming when this body was inaugurated. Initially, they said it was for 3 months, but for me, we had discussed here, how do you inaugurate this body for 3 months, and after 3 months, while the league will still be on, and you ask them to go? But I think, well, like we keep saying, always policy somersaults. It's like sometimes these guys do things without really thinking it through. But I'm sure he has now sat back to see, okay, what's the point in asking them to stay on for 3 months instead of the full season? And now they've gone back to say, okay, stay on till the end of the season. Then next season, we can see. I won't be surprised if next season comes and they still ask them to continue for another season.
Yeah, Alpha, thank you very much. If you know, just like you said, we saw it fall, we saw it coming, and we have been fright. This is, to me, this is just step 1 of external.
Yeah.
This is just 1.
Mm.
We are going to see 2 and
Definitely.
3 and 4 and
Yeah.
and eventually metaphors into
a proper body. Yeah,
that is what I'm saying. So I'm not surprised at all. And you just say, for me, 3 months is enough for giving any committee to just to lay for
exactly.
And then hand over to the successful. But we, from the one, we know what is behind all this, and we see that it's going to definitely come in. And just like you have seen, we have seen them extending their tenure at the end of the season, and I can bet you at the end of the season, Elegbele and his group will still stay on. There's nothing to stop the Elegbele and his group will still stay on, and ultimately they are going to metamorphose into a league body.
Yeah.
That is purely guaranteed. Anybody can take it to any market or take it to any bank. I've told you this. Just if you like to believe it, but this is
very well.
This is what is going to happen. It happened before when Odukobadi Odukarabo was considered as an IMC also. But the Odukarabo IMC metaphors into LMC that managed the league for over a decade.
Yeah.
Now we have another IMC led by Elegbele. Just after 3 months, they have now given them full years. After this full year, another year will give them 3 months. Was resources that have recorded, and then definitely they will metaphors into a league body. Anyway, I take it to the market. I tell you, get ready. And then just like I was talking about the Nigerian league, We're talking about the away away
victories
out of
and at
eight
least draws.
out of 8 matches that were played last weekend. It's only 3 teams that were able to win their match at home. Other draw their match, and otherwise lose their match at home. That is good, and that is what is okay. But we need to show that if you play well, you win based on what you play. But I'm one of those. I'm still reserve my comment. I don't want to comment the IMC that they have done well. It's too early to say they have done well. But we are beginning. Let's admit that we are beginning to see something different, and that is obtainable in other clients. That in football can be win and won at any way. It does not mean that when you are playing at home, it must be sure 3 points for you. If you play well, you win at home. If you not play well, if you play badly, you lost at home. That is the chemistry anywhere. So, but I still insist that IMC Elegbeleye, I'm not commending you. You have not done anything yet, but this we see that you have done well. But we admitted that we have begun to see something positive changes in the league.
I mean, Wally, like Salifu rightly said, I mean, he just asked us, he said he's sure that by the end of this tenure, what the NFF will say is these people have done very well. So, why not, instead of keeping them on as interim, make them a proper, body to run the LMC. Do you also see that happening?
Of course, I see that happening because we know that the pedigree of Elegbeleye is top notch. We know that he was the former DG of the National Sport Commission, and during those days that he was the DG, sports was actually striving. He knows his onions very well. He knows how to drag investors into the league, and he has been doing that. He know how to manage when it comes to sporting affairs. So I feel his team are doing a very good job at this point in time. We need to encourage them. That is why they have been given, the mantle for them to stay at in the end of the league. We might just be surprised. I will see them, getting to stay much longer than we expect them to. Just as Salifu has said, because Egbeleye has his own pedigree, and he wants, to get to protect it by all costs. And with that, let's be assured that the league will change, and it will, go in the way that we want our own league to be seen in the international world. So at this point in time, we just want to say they should keep up the good work they have started and ensure that they can definitely improve from where they are at this point, going forward, Alpha.
All right, we'll quickly go on a break and then we'll come back. Sport Orbit continues. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Right, welcome back from that break. It's still Sports Orbit. Down to our next story, where Super Eagles head coach Oso Peseru says the lights off. Kani Chukwuemeka, Michael Olise, Eberechi, Eze, and others must show the right commitment to play for the team alongside the likes of Tosin, Adara, Bioyo, and Folarin Balogun, who are still eligible to play for the Super Eagles. So, once again, here's another coach who has come and still following the trend, which was made, I think, famous by Kenneth Raw this system of always going out there to look for, players of Nigerian origin who have either played maybe at junior level for different countries, but are still eligible to play for the Super Eagles. Well, for him, he's saying, well, he won't force them, but there has always been stories where sometimes NFF officials travel, sometimes practically begging these boys to come and represent Eagles when we have so many players here who are waiting for the day that they don the green, white, green for Nigeria. And here, yes, we have players, nothing stops them from playing, but don't you think it's high time we start to look inwards more and more?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's high time we need to look inward. But just like say, let me just take him for his word.
Yeah.
Saying that I will not force any players to come and play for Nigeria. That if you want to play, you must show the demand and the commitment that you are committed to play for the country.
Yeah.
I agree with you. If he stand by that, then I 100% agree and support him. But in the situation whereby you come to the public to say it is black, and when you went inside you see it is white, that's another different thing. Because when you begin to grow out, just like say at the during the era of his predecessor in the throne, where you always go and beg all those
players, begging them.
And even some extent, allegedly, some things were able to negotiate.
Exactly.
Able negotiate and if you are coming to play whatever this is the turn and so allegedly. So, but the truth of the matter is that if the key word, let me just take it from his own word, the key word is demand and the commitment.
Exactly.
That
they have to be want to, yes. You feel you want to play.
Want to, and then commitment. And at the same time, proof that you have what is it to play. We have several hundreds of thousands of them, not millions of them at home here, who are committed, who are ready to go to the pitch and break their leg just to prove that they are committed to play for Nigeria. So sometimes football, yes, it is good and it's all about talent and they have the skill. But sometimes we have the talent, we have the skill, and that's why you see you see that oftentimes Super Eagles will come to play. After we lose the match, you see the players, they don't even show any sign of sympathy or even feel that they feel that the pain that they are put Nigeria to. Because they believe that at the next minute they can catch the next flight and grab to their club and not play for their club. And as we have seen in several cases where the players will come to play for Nigeria because their mind is settled at the next match at their club level. But whereas we have the players, they may not be as skillful, may not be as talented, but if they have the commitment, the zeal, and ready to learn, and that's why you're a coach, to polish their raw talent into talent and let them become a star. Instead of going to beg to somebody that will not begin to dictate for you match to play and when to play.
I mean, Wally, like Salufu rightly said, I mean, the key word there is commitment. For me, if a Nigerian player, player of Nigerian origin from wherever shows that, okay, I think I need to represent my fatherland. For me, there's nothing wrong with that. But in situation where maybe you've tried out in maybe the English setup and you see that, okay, I don't have a chance of breaking into the team, let me go and try. For me, I think for me, that's why I have a problem. But if, truly these guys feel, okay, I want to represent Nigeria. For me, I think there's nothing wrong with that.
I think the issue is why managers always run to European clubs to actually get to look for players to come play for the national team. It's all boiled down to the fact that our league is not that stable. You can't compare the level of facilities we have in our league compared to what is obtainable in European countries, and also the quality of the league also matters. So that's why I feel that most coach will want to get to rely on foreign-based player than local players. But if we can able to raise the bar when it comes to improving our own league, I see no reason why we can't use our own our own local players to play in the national team. Looking at the Moroccan team, they have most of their players playing in their league, and also Egyptian team also most of their players were playing the league where they were actually getting to win the AFCON title for several years in the past. So I feel if we can able to put our hearts together, foreign coach will want to look inward and then looking outward. Then when you look at these players being mentioned on this Easy and the other, no doubt about it, these are raw talents. We know that they are very, very good. They just need to improve on themselves. We saw the free kick Olise scored against Manchester United United. We know that he's a good player at this point in time, but no doubt about it, he has nailed it on the head. They need to show the commitment, they need to show the zeal, and that is what you will actually be rewarded by a call up to the national team. When you look at the Arsenal team at this point in time, the likes of Alex Zinchenko of Manchester City that came into Arsenal, he has actually not changed the mentality of the club. You can still the zeal and the motivation. He wants to win every game at this point. So if we can have our own players all over the world showing that zeal, I actually get to see that zeal from Victor Osimhen. That's why he's actually doing well in Napoli at this point in time. So if players can want to show the zeal and want to show that they really want to play for their for their country, no doubt about it, they should be invited to the national team.
All right, now to some other news where Wilfred Ndidi is out again on the sidelines, this time with injury after he sustained, according to Leicester City, he suffered an injury in the 2-2 draw against Brighton, and both as a result of the setback, and will be out, for a few weeks. Now, also don't forget that last week also it was who then was injured. One of our players got injured last week also. I'm trying to recall his name now. And now we're having Ndidi also on the sidelines. Poor Ndidi, the injuries have now becoming a recurring event.
Yes, Alex Iwobi was the one.
Alex will be here actually. Yeah, he will be here now. And these are two key midfielders for the Super Eagles.
Yes, for Ndidi in particular, I'm beginning to feel somehow for him, but this team has been to their core. I don't know what is happening, that the doctors at the Leicester Cities are not managing the situation well. Because when the player begins to have a recurring injuries, that's become problematic for the club and the team. I think I hope we recover and if there's need for him to seek expertise outside the Leicester City team, because if the club doctors are not managing the situation, I think they should allow him to do so. Because he's still a very key player to both the club and the country.
Yeah, I mean, if for Frank Lampard, of course, even though he has been confident, said he's not scared of being sacked, but report earlier on suggested that looks like by the end of today, Lampard might not have a job at Everton, although we are still waiting for an official statement. But reports from Sky Sports earlier on has said that the Everton board were scheduled to meet today to decide the fate of the former Chelsea and England legend. And for Lampard, looks very unlikely that Everton might just part ways with him much later today.
Of course, when you look at the sports that Everton are at this point in time, they are in 19th position with 15 points out of 20 games. It shows that they have actually lost around 15 games 11 games in the league. It shows that they've not been impressive. This is not where we used to see Everton at this point of the season, because we know that Everton are no doubt about it, they're a middle rated team in the English Premiership. We also get to see them in the 10th, the 9th position. We have not gotten to see them going drop down to 19th position, 15 points. They are the same points with Southampton, who are who are number 20 on the log at this point in time. They lost the last game against Southampton and Wolves. It shows that the fans have actually lost confidence on the board of Everton at this point in time. For me, I don't see them having issues with Lampard. I feel they're having issues with the board at this point in time. The board must just come to the rescue. And the only thing that happens where teams are not performing at this point is for them to sack the manager. And Lampard is just in the mix at this point in time. Any moment from now, the news might just be confirmed that he will be sacked as the boss of Everton. Going forward, there are some coaches that have been lined up to actually take up his spot immediately if after the news will be announced of his sack.
All right, that's now for Ronaldo. Of course, he played his official match for his new club Al Nassr yesterday, and it was a 1-0 win for the home side, although he wasn't on the score sheet in that one. But congratulations to him and his club. But many people had expected that maybe since it's Saudi Arabia, He's going to tear the league with
goals.
goals.
Well, but maybe he scored all the goals against the PSG in the novelty match. But it's good to start on a winning note. It's part of the team and making a winning debut. But let's hope that in the next match you begin to tear washing the Saudi league with goals.
Yeah.
But one thing is that Ronaldo is no longer the Ronaldo.
Yeah, exactly.
Things are beginning to depreciate down.
Well, while Ronaldo is gradually winding, and for Erling Haaland, yesterday it was his 4th hat-trick in the Premier League, already halfway in the season, and he has already, last year Golden Boot winner, it was Son and Salah. They were on 23 goals, but Haaland has scored 24 so far with 18 matches to go, if I'm not mistaken. So it's looking like Haaland might just score maybe 40 goals at the end of the season just in the Premier League alone.
Of course, Haaland cannot stop scoring at this point in time. Fire with all cylinders. What a beauty, for him getting to score, a hat-trick against Wolves yesterday. Because if you look at him so far, the wingers, have been playing for him. The likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Mahrez have been playing for him, and they have been giving him all the balls to score. So if you're in a team like Manchester City, it must go down that you being, the top 9, you must just get to score goals. We have seen, the likes of, Sergio Aguero getting to score goal. No doubt about it. He has been very, very impressive. We are just 20 matches and we still have, 18 matches to go. So it shows that he's still going to score more goals and more hat-trick in the league. They're talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. No doubt about it. Saudi Arabia at this point in time will get to, open up for a new crop of players, for good players to come into the league. Don't be surprised. Saudi Arabia league might just be one of the rated league in the next few years, because since Ronaldo has joined this particular side, expect more quality players to join the league. And when more quality players join the league, they start to compete with the bigger leagues in Europe.
All right, we'll take a look at results of matches in the EPL as they went down last weekend. Of course, on Saturday, first of all, we saw that match. It was Liverpool against Chelsea, but it was 0-0 in that one. Well, a lot of people didn't expect much from that game. It was a very difficult and cagey affair for Liverpool and Chelsea, but 0-0 it ended in that one.
Yeah, a lot of because analysts are saying that Chelsea and Liverpool clearly prove that they are the middle club side. For two of them played a stalemate, and it is unfortunate that. And if you look at the two clubs this season, it clearly showed that none of those, except something changed within because we're just getting to the second half of the season, except something changed and there's an improved form of the two sides. None of them may end in the Champions League qualification. Because the way it goes.
Of course, in the other matches, of course, another draw. Newcastle also against Crystal Palace was another 0-0 draw. But of course, the match everybody has been talking about is United Arsenal blockbuster encounter. Indeed, 3-2. It ended end-to-end stuff. He had to take a 90th minute Eddie Nketiah goal to seal all 3 points for the Gunners. Looking at Arsenal now, a lot of people are saying, look, this title is Arsenal's to lead. But for some of us, I think last season, at a point, Man City had to cut down, I think, a 10 lead gap from Liverpool to eventually, emerge winner. So is it still too early, or you think it's the right time to start talking about a title for Arsenal at this point? Or maybe like Saka actually told his teammates, he said, look, and we need to be humble for now. We haven't won anything yet. Let's just take every game as it comes.
Of course, no doubt about it. More games to go for Arsenal. They have played just 19 matches with 50 points, so they still have, another 19 matches to play. But the good thing is that they are done and dusted with Manchester United and with Tottenham. So they still have a meeting with Manchester City, double leg affair. I feel if they can survive, get even though it's 3 points in that double encounter. I feel it will be very, very good for them. It will actually boost their confidence. I feel for now it's still too early to call. It's just 5 points for them, getting to lead Manchester City. And don't and remember, we still have Arsenal, still have Chelsea, they still have Liverpool to play return legs, and also Newcastle also they still have return leg with those teams who are actually are firing with all cylinders at this point in time. So I feel after the game within Manchester City, because we know that Arsenal are very good when it comes to beating lesser clubs, no doubt about it. But the two game between Manchester City will be a determining factor on which club or which of those clubs we get to win the league. No doubt about it. Liverpool game and Chelsea game, I've always known them to be a cracker. Last season, the two games ended in the first leg ended in 1-1 draw, the second leg ended in 2-2 draw. So I feel this was not a different game. It actually ended 0-0, which was under a different kettle of fish. But we know that both teams were actually looking for that particular victory to ignite their confidence going into the league. But both teams will be happy to take a point in that particular match. Looking at what they actually played on the field of play, Alpha.
All right, with that, we call it that's our package on today's episode of Sports Orbit. Thank you, Wale, for joining us on today's edition of the program.
Thank you, Alba, for having me. Good afternoon to you and to Salifu and to everyone in the league. Just to the confirm, Frank Lampard has been sacked as the coach of Everton. It has been confirmed right now. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for that update. New update coming. Everton has been relieved of his duties as coach of Everton.
Lampard.
Yeah, from Lampard. Yeah. Salifu, thank you for being in the studio today once again with me.
Thank you.
All right. Until we come your way tomorrow again with another exciting edition of the program. Do stay safe out there. My name is Akwa, and it's bye for now.